Greetings to my Unit Galaxy, it's Sandman here, so this is my review of WWE Backlash, or WrestleMania Backlash 2021. The show kicked off with the opening match. We got a triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship. We got Rhea Ripley, the champion, defend the belt against Asuka and Charlotte Flair. This was a good match to kick off the pay-per-view. The MVP in this match has to be Charlotte Flair. She was acting like this type of final boss of a video game. The start of this match, you had Charlotte leaving the ring cowardly, and then you got Rhea and Asuka getting upon Charlotte. And then the first match sequence, you had Rhea and Charlotte, fighting each other one-on-one, and then you had Charlotte trash talking towards Rhea. And then in the second match sequence, you had, Charlotte and Asuka had their one-on-one moments, because it makes sense, because Charlotte and Asuka had history, because Charlotte is the one who broke Asuka's undefeated streak a couple of years ago in 2018 at Mania 34. Charlotte hit like a double moonsault onto both Asuka and Rhea Ripley outside of the ring, and then inside of the ring she hit a double national cessation on both Rhea and Asuka, trying to pin both women. They kicked out, and then Rhea and Asuka did like a powerbomb Charlotte off the top rope. There were teases like Asuka going, because Charlotte was going for the figure four leg lock. Asuka countered it, and I think she's trying to lock in the Asuka lock. Charlotte countered it. You had Rhea throwing Charlotte out of the ring. She hit the riptide onto Asuka. Rhea pins Asuka to win this match and retain the Raw Women's Championship. Makes sense because she won the title a month ago at WrestleMania. And Charlotte looks psychotic after this match. She looks pissed off and a psychopath look, because weeks she's booked like a psychopath, beating down the referees, never buy into fans, comparing her to Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's completely stupid and retarded, because you're comparing two wrestlers from two different eras. And before I get to talk about the rest of the aftermath of this match, the next pay-per-view for the main roster's WWE is Hell in a Cell. I thought it was Money in the Bank, but no, it's Hell in a Cell 2021. I don't know what pay-per-view is going to replace Hell in a Cell in October. That's another video for another time. So I was shocked they announced that Hell in a Cell will be the next pay-per-view. I think it's on the 20-something of June. I'm guessing that will be the week after NXT TakeOver In Your House 2. I think the next challenger for Rhea Ripley is, Charlotte Flair, because they had history. They fought over the NXT Women's title last year. Charlotte defeated Rhea for the Women's title at WrestleMania last year. So it'll be a good Hell in a Cell match next month if they're going in that direction between Rhea and Charlotte. As for Asuka, I think Asuka's time in the Raw Women's title picture is over. And Batista also bashed the WWE creative for booking Asuka, because Batista against the whole idea how they treat Asuka, because I watched a lot of BC Amplify's video. He did a video on that topic. It's bullshit. I don't want to get into it. So yeah, it was a good triple threat match to kick off the pay-per-view. The next match, we got a tag team match for the Smackdown Tag Team Championships. We got Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, Dirty Dogs, fucking shit name, defending the belts against the Mysterios. That is Rey and Dominic Mysterio. On the kickoff show, you had Roode and Ziggler beating down Dominic, and then Dominic is unable to compete because he suffered like a bit of a rib injury, and then Rey has to fight for his son's honor. So the tag team match is turned into a 2-on-1 handicap match. So the early parts of the match, you had Rey had some offense, and then the heels getting up on Rey, the numbers king catching up on Rey. You had Ziggler kind of like DDT Rey Mysterio's knee onto the ground, and he's selling the knee. He kicked out the Famouser of Dolph Ziggler's finisher. It's the Famouser. It's basically Billy Gunn's Famouser. I don't want to get into it. So he kicked out the Famouser attempt. A lot of kick out attempts for Rey. They're trying to build Rey up like this underdog. Trying to keep it short and simple. And Rey, I thought he was dressed up like Avatar because of the blue and black, was instead of the green eyes. But no, he dressed up like Batman. He had the Batman colors. It's paying homage to Kevin Conroy's Batman, not from the Arkham games, but in the animated series Batman. Yeah, Kevin Conroy Batman. If you grew up watching that show back in the 90s and the early 2000s, I grew up watching it in the late 90s, early 2000s anyway. So disappointed that Dominic's not dressed like Robin. That was a wasted opportunity. Because Rey Mysterio is a big fan of comics. He dressed up like Captain America. He dressed up like Flash. Paid homage to comic book heroes from the DC and Marvel universe. Anyway, Dominic came back, selling the ribs. He took like this spine buster by Bobby Roode. I call him Bobby Roode. The announcers call him Robert Roode. But anyway, so trying to keep it short and simple. In the end, Ray hit the 619 onto Bobby Roode. He did like a type of suicide move onto Dolph Ziggler outside the ring. I think it was a type of Hurricane Rana. Sorry, I'm trying to get my words out. Hit the Hurricane Rana, a mini Hurricane Rana onto Dolph Ziggler outside the ring. In the end, Dominic hit the Frog Splash onto Roode inside the ring. I think it's a pay homage to Eddie Guerrero. He's kayfabe's son. I don't think they're... Because Dominic is Ray's son. I think that's just a storyline thing, Go and watch my review of SummerSlam 2005. Anyway, so... Dominic pins Roode to win this match, and the Mysterios become the new Smackdown Tag Team Champions. This is Ray's first tag team title goal for almost a decade and a half, because he was a tag team champion with Batista. For the Dirty Dogs, their theme music before the start of this match was atrocious. But they need to break up that tag team, because it makes no sense why Roode and Ziggler are a tag team. Because did they feud a couple years ago? Because Bobby Roode's early days in the main roster was his first feud in the main roster was against Dolph Ziggler. But I don't get it. Anyway, so yeah, I gotta see Mysterio and Ziggler. I don't think they're gonna hold the tag team belts much longer. It's typical main roster shit, but yeah, it was a good match. They booked Ray and Dominic like underdogs. They sell their injuries. Ray with the knee, Dominic with the ribs. So yeah, it's a fun match to watch. So we got the only bad match on the show. We got The Miz taking on Damian Priest in a lumberjack match. This is not an ordinary lumberjack match. This is a lumberjack full of zombies, and the reason why they had zombies in this lumberjack match, because they're promoting Batista's new movie. It's called The Army of the Dead. It comes out this Friday on Netflix. I can't wait. And also Batista reply talking about this match, so I wrote it down. So Batista responds, "What the fuck? You telling me you think I book a bunch of fucking zombies? I'm on a damn plane. Shouldn't you tweeting Vince?" Because he was totally against the whole idea of this match. And also Jericho also tweeted, about this match. And also says, zombies, wow, that set wrestling back for 30 years, Anyway, the match sucked. You had the zombies. Yeah, you basically had Priest and Miz fighting down the zombies. And then Morrison got involved. And then Morrison got basically defiled by the zombies. In the end, Damian Priest hit, what's it called, the lights onto The Miz to win this match. And then afterwards, the zombies also defiled The Miz. And they'll be back. It's not like it's going to be full-grown zombies, on the next night on Raw. That'd be fucking stupid, Why the fuck did he do this, man? This is fucking terrible. And, I guarantee some anti-smarts will praise this match about the zombies, but it's stupid. Absolutely stupid, Yeah, you got a lot of fans like the zombie franchises, like the Resident Evils and the Walking Dead, but that's it, And I watched Black Summer, that's got zombies, but really, keep this shit away from pro wrestling. I don't mind the stuff with Bray Wyatt, or even the stuff with broken stuff with Matt Hardy, but fuck, it's just breaking the fictional plane. Pro wrestling have been doing this for years now. It's nothing new, but it's like really, and they don't really need to do a lumberjack match. I said it in my predictions video on this show. They don't really need to do this match. It'd be fine to be a one-on-one match, but it's just what it is. Come on now. I'm guessing this rivalry between Miz and Damian Priest, Miz and Morrison's feud with Damian Priest is over. Hope Priest kind of like moved on to be in a mid-card title picture, and let's move on to the next match. So, the next match, this is for the Smackdown Women's Championship. We got Bianca Belair taking on Bayley. This was a good match. Back and forth between both Bianca and Bayley. Bayley kind of like taunted towards Bianca, doing the laughs. It's a bit meh, kind of meh to me. It's I think she's trying to be like an evil laugh, but instead it's so obnoxious. That's really part of Bayley's gimmick. I like Bayley's right now. Bayley's kind of like was out of the women's title picture for nearly months since she lost the title to Sasha Banks, in last October. She hit like a suicide dive, trying to hit a suicide dive onto Bianca Belair. Bianca got out of the way. She ate shit. She suplexed Bianca onto some steel steps. Trying to keep it short and simple. In the end, she's trying to do the same thing in the Bianca Sasha Banks match at WrestleMania with Bianca's hair. In the end, she used the leverage, kind of rolled up Bayley for the win. Yeah, there were a lot of near falls. You had Bianca kicked out of the the elbow, the diving elbow off the top rope. I think she kicked out the Bayley to Bayley suplex. It's a good win for Bianca, but I don't think it's the last time we're seeing this rivalry between Bianca and Bayley. I'm guessing it could be at Hell in a Cell, but my gut feeling is going to be a triple threat match at Hell in a Cell. For the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bianca versus Bayley and Sasha. That'll be good. So that was match number 4. Match number 5, we got the men's triple threat match. This is for the WWE Championship. We got the almighty Bobby Lashley defending the belt against the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre and the Mazda Man Braun Strowman. These fucking these nicknames, I like Bobby Lashley's nickname. Makes sense, because he's almighty now. That's a good nickname for Bobby Lashley. Drew McIntyre, I'll allow that because he's Scottish. He's Braveheart. He's like a jacked up Mel Gibson. Actually, he's not. He doesn't look like Mel Gibson, but he's a proper warrior. A proper Celtic warrior. Sorry, Sheamus. Braun Strowman, the Mazda Man. That name's kind of like tarnished for the last few years now. Anyway, so the match was fun for what it is. You had basically You basically had Drew and Braun, not Drew and Braun, sorry. Drew and Lashley basically suplex Braun, and then you had basically had Lashley one more of the match, kind of rammed McIntyre into a ring post. And you had Strowman hit Lashley with a piece of stairs, steel stairs, and also you had Drew kind of slammed or kind of thrown Lashley into some LED boards. And then, some bugs of the match between Drew versus Braun. In the end, I think, Drew hit the Claymore kick onto Braun. Lashley came back from Drew out of the ring, hit the spear onto Braun Strowman. I thought he was going to hit, locked in the Hurt Lock, but unfortunately, that's not the case. That'd be cool to see, to manage to make Braun pass out, but he spared Braun for the win, so it makes sense. I don't want to see another Drew versus Braun match, but it's more likely it's going to be an inside Hell in a Cell. That'd be good, but enough of that. I don't mind seeing this match between Braun versus Lashley versus Braun for inside Hell in a Cell for the WWE Championship. It's one way or the other. So. I think Lashley's going to hold the belt until SummerSlam or past SummerSlam. Give him a proper run, because Lashley, for the last year, they booked him dominant ever since he's part of the Hurt Business. He's a fucking threat. He's on the roll. I can see him holding that belt much longer. So, Braun in the title picture. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. They don't need to do triple threat matches. I wish they just done one-on-one matches. That's just me. But I think Drew's time is nearly up, man. Because he's been in the WWE title picture for nearly 1 year, and I think his time is done, in my opinion. Braun Strowman, give me a break. It's not 2017 anymore. It's 2021. His Universal title reign was booked for shit. Another story for another time. So moving on to the main event. Main event, we got Roman Reigns defending the Universal Championship against Cesaro. This is match of the night. Cesaro kind of tweaked his arm in this match, and Reigns worked on the injured arm of Cesaro. And also he kind of taunt towards DB. He's like, "Hey DP, hope you're watching. This is your boy." And he kind of name dropped Batista, because I thought it's towards, DP, I thought it was towards Daniel Bryan, because he's the one who retired Daniel Bryan on Smackdown a couple of weeks ago, but it was Batista, because, his name is DB, Dave Batista, because it's all about, promoting Army of the Dead, because he's, backing towards another heel. Because Batista is better off as a heel than the babyface. Anyway, so, yeah, they worked on the arm of Cesaro, locked him in a Fuji armbar. Cesaro locked in the sharpshooter, and then the crossface, I thought Cesaro was going to win. He hit I think it was a corkscrew onto Reigns. Hit a move off the top rope, Unfortunately, he countered, Roman Reigns' guillotine attempt. And yeah, Reigns hitting the multiple punches with the Golden Gauntlet. In the end, he managed to lock in the gauntlet onto Cesaro. Cesaro passed out. It makes sense, because if Cesaro tapped out, that would make him very weak. But good match. It was physical, a lot of drama. And afterwards you had Jey Uso. It's between Jey and Jimmy, because Jimmy said to Jey, "You're just nothing more Roman's bitch." Jey Uso basically came to the ring, beat down Cesaro, hit him in the super kick. I think he hit the frog splash, and then you got Seth Rollins came out. He's wearing this crappy looking suit. He also beat down Cesaro even more. He injured Cesaro's arm. He wraps Cesaro's injured arm onto a chair, kind of whacked his arm into the ring post, said, "Do you know who I am? I am Seth frickin' Rollins," hit the curb stomp, and that was it. So basically injured Cesaro in the long process, I don't know. I don't think Cesaro was done. If Cesaro gets released, I'll be pissed off, but Cesaro needs to be I think Cesaro's first one-on-one title reign, because this is his first singles world title match since he debuted in the company. Because he was part of the Elimination Chamber match in 2014 for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, but this is his first singles world title match. He looks strong. I don't want to see another match between Cesaro and Rollins. No, I don't think it's gonna happen. I could see a rematch between Reigns and Cesaro probably at SummerSlam, but no, it won't be at SummerSlam. I think they guarantee it's gonna be Reigns versus Edge at SummerSlam. Fingers crossed. So, as for Roman's next challenger, I think they need a babyface at this moment of time. I think Shinsuke, no. Biggie Langston, maybe. I guarantee they're gonna do Reigns versus Jimmy Uso, because it makes sense, because last year, Reigns fought Jey Uso inside Hell in a Cell. Maybe this year he's gonna face Jimmy. Who knows? That's leading towards the power shift between the Uso brothers and Roman Reigns. And also, by the way, I like Roman's new theme music. Again, they broke away from for the last since he debuted. It's doo-dum, 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 since the Shield theme music, and he made it as his own. Now his theme music was so good. I like the whole tribal chief thing. People are not keen on it, but I think Roman, his reign so far has been good. His matches on pay-per-view are getting improved. Compared to before that. His matches are very mediocre. They're not terrible, but they're not that great at the same time. They're kind of like thumb in the middle matches, but Ever since he turned heel, his pay-per-view matches are starting to be good. I kind of like and enjoy a good Roman Reigns match. You know, I like him as a heel. I like the stuff with Paul Heyman. I like the stuff with the power shift with the Uso brothers. You know, I want to see the Samoan fucking faction, man. You know, their version of the Nation Domination. You know, I think it'll be a one-off, and then they're gonna team up. You know, Roman, his cousins. I think people are crying out for a Samoan faction for years now. You know, that's another story for another time. So, anyway, so my final rating for WWE Backlash or WrestleMania Backlash 2021, I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10. This was a good show. The only thing in the bad has to be, you know, the Miz versus Damian Priest match with the zombies, you know, the zombie lumberjack match. That was fucking stupid. Besides that, really, you had good matches. Nothing in the okay, but a lot of good matches, you know, with the Raw Women's Triple Threat match, you know, Rhea, Charlotte versus Asuka match, that was good. The tag team title match for the Smackdown Tag Team Championships, you know, between Rude, Ziggler versus the Mysterios, Bianca versus Bayley, that was good. The men's Triple Threat match for the WWE Championship, and also the main event between Roman and Cesaro, that was good, you know. So yeah, 8 out of 10. So yeah, hope you enjoy my review of WWE Backlash 2021. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button. Click the notification bell. And subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube for more wrestling videos, Marvel videos, and more. And this is the Central Man officially signing out. Check you later.